Hey, howdy and hello and welcome to The Crazy Train, the comedy podcast with no rails. I'm your host, Rob Wade, and I'm joined, as always, by Blake Harmer. You are my breathy rock, Blake. And joined by Brad Harmer Barnes.
Don't dead open inside?
You can come back in if you want. Again. And also Sal Crouch.
Oh, was that from Walking Ducks?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Waddling dead. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Coral. It's in the sea. That counts. So if you've never heard the show before, what you've just experienced is a bit of what you're in for. So we are a comedy podcast.
Breathing.
What, sorry? Breathing, yeah.
Duck jokes everywhere.
Duck jokes. We're full of duck jokes, all about the duck jokes. No, what we do is we just let the conversation go where it goes, hence the name Crazy Train. We usually have a jumping off point, but then from there, your guess is as good as ours. So if that sounds like your bag, then stick with us, stay on board. If it doesn't, stick a spoon up your ass.
I could try to control the conversation, but Blake would interrupt me.
Okay. I feel like...
He's making a sad face.
He's outfoxed you again.
I can wait you out.
What was that? Please don't say that on live there.
Wake you out.
Wait you out.
Wait. Sorry.
It'll wake you out making
That's an
Wake
Evanescence song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wake
what song?
me out.
It's an Evanescence song,
wake
isn't
me
it?
off inside.
I can't wake out.
Wake
That's not
me.
a thing.
These are just words.
Okay, but as long as you're soft.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you, anyway?
I say fair. That's
I like to think I'm quite spongy.
all right. On that note, how's everybody doing? Good?
Yeah, we're good.
Spongy.
Yourself?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
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 It's a while since I've been on. It's a pleasure to be back.
It is nice to have you.
Yeah.
This is, I think, 6 episods
Yeah.
since the last one.
It's about 4 years in Crazy Train time?
Yeah, in terms of in crazy hours.
Craziness, yeah.
Yeah.
We're now on wave 3.
We are on episode 55 after 4.5 years.
Do you reckon there's any power creep with this wave? Or?
Yeah.
I think it's
Wait.
I think it's well balanced.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice
and
balance
if it's
wave.
not, I can fix it in post production.
Yeah,
it's not the
put
end
it
of the
on
world.
the FAQ.
Yeah,
just
that's it.
release one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, FAQ you too.
Yeah.
Bastard. So, as is customary at the beginning, I'm going to read any new reviews we've had since last time we recorded. So, we've had 3, so this is going to take a little while.
Do we have time for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fine.
I'll make time.
I like
No,
reviews of the shows that I haven't been on.
So, we have one which just reads, a really good podcast.
I love that.
See what you did there? Because it's Get Railed last episode, you remember? Yeah.
It's because there's trains in our name.
It's clever, right? Oh, yeah.
It's a really good pun.
It is a really good pun. It helps that we have trains in our name. So this one is from a podcast called That King Thing, which is a gaming show, a bit like the E14 Gamecast. They're cut from the same cloth as us. So they wrote, pick the show up for episode 54, but we'll certainly be going back to listen to more. That rhymed as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
The lads railed me good.
I
Hashtag.
feel like we've walked into a really bad rap battle.
Yeah.
It's a one-man one, so yes.
He's just beating himself up like Tyler Durden.
Yeah, well, your hair's stupid. Oh, that's too far. The lads railed me good.
I like it.
And crazy legal disclaimers.
We did
At no
not
point was
rail him
anybody
at all.
railed. Literally, that is a callback to episode 54. So enjoy that. Go back and listen.
Yes, he was metaphorically railed.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Some great banter and my kind of humour. Need to hear more Johnny Cash parodies, though. Maybe we
Pay
could
us.
record some lyrics for the intro theme.
Pay
Yeah.
us.
That might work.
That works.
Yeah.
Pay us.
Well, thank you for that King thing. That's Tom who runs that show. So thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Pay us. You're
All
a
right.
king. You can spare the money.
Yes, this is true. You tax your subjects. I don't know. Where do we go with this? So next comes from a user called Dubby, which is from a show called 2 Songs, 2 Beers on iTunes, which is good fun. So they write, good fun chat between friends, which is,
It's a short
mostly
review.
true.
It's a short
That's
review. But
Yeah, mostly true.
That sounds like a drink you made us drink.
Yes,
Yeah.
apart from that.
Good fun chat between friends. Grass energy drink.
Yeah, you like your drink with chunks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but never going to forget that.
Episode 10.
Still with me.
It reminds me of the type of chats you'd have with friends in the pub. Nothing too serious, and they answer questions from us, the listeners. Definitely worth a subscribe. No, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
I
think I will
agree.
subscribe.
Yeah,
So
I think
yeah.
it would be nice if the cast were subscribed at the very least.
Yeah.
Listening, I can,
Yeah.
jump on.
Toybox not
Life
so
gets
much,
in the
but
way.
this is important.
Subscriptions help a lot, to get us into the figures.
Oh, I am subscribed on
So then-
Spotify.
Oh, good. Okay, well, excellent. Spotify. We're having a chat before the recording about everybody might have one word they can't pronounce.
Yeah.
I think we just found yours.
What's wrong with Spotify?
Well, I mean,
Nothing.
the
at all.
desktop client's a bit. Oh, you mean right.
Yeah, the web app of Spotify is really bad.
Yeah. So the last one reads, I'm only doing this for a shout out.
I like it, honestly.
5 stars though, so
Yeah, go
whatever.
nuts.
This is the second best train-based podcast.
What's the
But
first?
hang on.
Sorry.
Spoilers.
Oh,
But it's okay because this show is pretty good. If Rob manages to stay on topic long enough to read this review, #salt, which is their way of saying whinge and complain, then he'll read the nice things. This is a great show. It's 3 mates. I'm guessing that's based on the last episode because it's between 3 and 5, depending on who's available.
Between 2 and 5 sometimes.
That's also true. Yeah, you're my rock. All right. There's a T-shirt now, rock with your face on it. It just says
Just
you're my
breathing.
rock. This is a great show. I love that. I was like, salty review. I can't stay on
We
topic
got a
long
nice
enough.
salty review for
Right,
5.
halfway through.
Here's a nice salty review for 5 stars.
Yeah, well, this is a great show. It's 3 mates just talking bizolics, and it's exactly the kind of show I like. Tremendous banter, great chemistry, all-round great show. Not the best, because that's the Master Debaters podcast, available on all podcatching apps. Keep up the good work, chaps, and thanks for the shout-out.
Oh, it's that podcast. Yeah, I'm subscribed to that one.
Yeah, they're
It's great.
good. I like them. Yeah. I mean, I
As
would say
opposed to this
they're...
one, I'm not subscribed. I've got you on Spotify, guys.
Yeah, I would
This is
say
now the
you can
second
fuck
time
off.
I've heard of them, so I will be subscribing.
Yeah, they're good
Yeah.
fun.
they
They're
the
a
one with the
group of
Thomas
guys
the
from the
Tank?
Midlands, but we won't hold that against them.
I'll unsubscribe immediately.
Are they the ones with the Thomas the Tank logo?
Yes, so
Oh, right, okay.
they consider themselves the first best train-based podcast, but their name has nothing to do with trains, and they don't talk about trains. So
Maybe it's like
just saying.
It's true.
But that's from Toffa from the Master Debaters podcast, friend of the show. So thank you very much to everybody who
Cheers, guys.
submitted the review. Really appreciate it.
Really helps.
It does. It
Pending.
gets us up in the iTunes rankings, and it also last week we were number 1 on Podchaser, which is
nice.
It's in beta, but it's like an IMDb for podcasts.
Oh, wow.
So we were
That's
trending
amazing.
for episode.
So have we got individual profiles, or is it just for podcasts?
It's the podcast,
Oh,
but it was the specific episodes and the podcast were both
wow.
number 1 trending.
That's amazing.
I have screenshots to prove it and everything.
All right. Yeah.
No, really, because otherwise I wouldn't believe it.
Put them on a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's more for my benefit than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So if you want to drop us a review, we're always going to be very grateful, and you can do so by heading over to iTunes, Stitcher, or Podchaser, where we are available to listen on all 3. Isn't that nice?
Are we on Spotify yet?
I don't know that many podcasts are.
I think
not
it's
a lot.
early stages for them. Yeah.
Early stages and very nepotistic, I suspect.
Okay.
If I had to guess, that's
Yeah.
legal disclaimers.
Yeah.
I'm basing that on nothing more
Yeah,
than my own
sure.
cynicism.
So
I
it's
think
literally just my dad wrote a porno. That's the only podcast.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And not even Rogan is on there. So,
Oh, okay.
And
I
he's
think-
like the second most popular podcast in the world.
Yeah. After my
I
dad
think
wrote a porno.
nepotistic is when you're a free flavour ice cream.
Ah, yeah. Like Centaur.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We should be finding more and more words Joe can't say.
I want there to be a segment now where Blake explains something, but incorrectly, like Blake's Dictionary Corner, and it's just him saying a word that means nothing like the word you're trying to
Then Joe
describe.
comes in and pronounces it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now to the pronunciation corner.
So we have a lot of corners. It's a big room. Octagon.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get into mixed martial
Octagon.
arts. Octagon.
Yeah.
Otagon.
I am into it.
You are into it. Can you lean closer to the mic? I can't hear you.
You want me to lean closer to the book that has boobies in it?
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry if that's triggering for you.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
don't like them.
Into the
Into-
Otagon.
Yeah, into the Octagon. So I
Makes me
put a
feel
question.
like I'm
Sorry?
conspirating.
You do look like you're plotting, or
Yeah,
You do look like
you're
you're
trying to
using.
be inconspicuous in a 1930s
Yeah,
diner,
yeah.
is what you look like.
Leave me alone, see? But also, check me out on Spotify, see?
But don't tell the Reds.
Definitely not those Reds.
No,
Not one of those comais.
no, that's Communists.
Racist.
Racist.
Ratist.
Racist, yeah.
Leave them alone.
Well, you know. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to do a review, that's the way to do it. Quite what you would after that is fucking beyond me, but there you go.
We've got ducks, all right?
We got
Yes,
ducks,
for
yeah, sure. So I put a question out to the listeners because I've been thinking about this on and off for the last couple of weeks. So I thought, we could have a chat about it on the show and just kind of start with a premise to see where the conversation takes us. So
I like that.
the premise is what's a popular pop culture opinion that you just can't get your head around. So a movie that everybody raves about that you just can't understand the appeal of. It's not to say you hate it. It's not to say that it's, obviously these things are subjective. So it's not like we're saying anything we talk about here is shit. Yeah. It's purely just everybody loves it. I don't get why. And it's kind of we're almost acknowledging it's our issue.
Maybe we can explain it to each other if one of us likes it or not.
Sure. Well, you can, if somebody
keep it positive.
Yeah. So to be clear, if anybody at any point we read one out and somebody is like, "Oh no, I like that,"
doesn't mean we're attacking you.
What? Sorry,
we're not attacking you.
Exactly. No. But also feel free to because we had. I put this on.
We're generally focusing on massively popular stuff. It's obviously our issue.
Of course. Well, there's largely.
But the alternative is everyone else in the world is wrong, and I've done studies, but
yeah, I mean the graphs are pretty good. I thought. Yeah. When I saw them,
I worked hard on them.
I couldn't eat that pie chart though, guys. Seriously, that was nice crust.
Yeah, that was good.
Stuffed crust.
You've done yourself well.
Yeah. So let's take it to. Well, let's do our own ones first, maybe, or should we jump off with?
Let's go democratic and go to the audience first. See if that gives us any ideas.
Yeah, I put it to Twitter, and the one that I got, the main one I got, came up on Facebook anyway. So we'll go to Facebook, and then
which was Twitter.
Twitter people going, I've got a problem with Twitter, and Facebook like, I have a problem with Twitter. It's like I should introduce you to Twitter because they hate you too.
Started the Instagram wars of 2017.
Yeah, this is how the world ends, not with a bang, but with #resist.
That's too real.
Too real, yeah, it's fine. We'll take it off the reel. It's all right. So I put this out to the Facebook group, and this one, compared to other posts I put up, this fucking exploded.
Really?
Well, it was really quite popular in a good way.
You had to buy a new laptop and everything.
It was a good kind of explosion.
One of those.
Yeah, one in the pants. It's good.
Yeah.
Concussive.
Yes, indeed. So
what are we looking at?
So let's go. So this one came from a few people. It's particularly Jim on our Facebook page. And he said, Rick and Morty, I just don't get it at all. And to be clear, this is the one that came up on Twitter as well. So I will start off by saying, having only seen the pilot, I caveat with that, I don't get it either. But then I do accept that the pilot is apparently the worst episode. So,
good start. Well done.
Yeah. So there's that. Like, I'm kind of with them, but like I say, with the caveat that I'm not as well versed in it as I could be to be kind of to have a more, what's the word? Not more informed opinion, but a more kind of robust opinion. Okay. There you go. What does everybody else think of that?
Would you watch a couple more episodes?
I'd probably give it a go. The problem I've got with TV generally is when something doesn't hook me immediately, there's so many shows that people are recommending me and that I want to watch that I've got very little time to invest in TV. So if something doesn't hook me right away, I'm very unlikely to give it a second episode if I've got something else I want to watch instead. So, I mean, that's just kind of my point of view.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we have some Rick and Morty watchers in the group.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I didn't mean to sound so McCarthyist. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I have reason to believe in this book right here, which is, for some reason, volume 9 of 100 Bullets. I don't have volumes 5 through 8. # true story. So yeah, Rick and Morty watchers don't, like I say, don't
I would, no. I would agree that the first episode is certainly, in my opinion, is certainly the weakest episode. I thought there was enough going on to at least show the pretense, the core concept and the pretense leading up to the show. It just gets a lot, the actual humour gets a lot better and deeper, and there's some very, and as I said, the episodes are only half hour. It's not like 20 minutes really, like an half hour on TV, basically.
Yeah.
So I think they are, on the pretense that they do get better. I do appreciate. Sorry, Pat and Penny.
Hey.
Take a drink.
Okay.
No. Yeah, if you don't have time to it, if you don't like something based on its first episode, you're not going to therefore carry on. But I thought it was, even though I didn't think the first episode was as strong, it still made me go, I'll give it another episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen some programs, I've also heard something similar about. I've yet to watch it myself, but the new series that started on Channel 4 called Back.
Is that the
Mitchell and Webb one? Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, it's meant to be good, but apparently it's a bit slow burning.
Right.
And, people are hoping that the next episode, obviously, when it airs, is going to get going to get better. And to be honest, from what I've heard about it, it's Mitchell and Webb. Apparently, the dad in it is Garth Marenghi. I'm hoping it'll be quite good.
What, in character as Garth Marenghi? I'd watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah. It sounds like all the ingredients to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Like the adverts I've seen look good, but yeah. But you get that sort of thing. Like if you go back and watch the first episode of Game of Thrones, it's not good.
First episode's not as strong as some of the others, for sure.
Some of the others, yeah. So it is that sort of thing of you. It happens with a lot of, as good as Game of Thrones is. Yeah, it starts off pretty poorly, but it's the same sort of thing with Rick and Morty. I think.
Okay.
You have to get through that first hump, and then or get over that first sort of hump.
Yeah.
And, you get onto the good stuff. So, but then we don't know if Jim's watched all of it or not.
This is true. Yeah, I mean,
he might hate the entire. He might have watched the entire thing and hated the entire thing.
I know it's sort of the whole part of this conversation is probably leading on it, but I do think the internet has made Rick and Morty worse.
It's funny you say that. I'll come to
the fandom around.
Yeah, but
there's something around.
As much as we hate to try and say we don't like stuff because it's popular, when someone is constantly shouting at you, you've got to.
Yeah,
I find it puts my back out and makes me go, no, I don't have to.
Yeah,
it's Breaking Bad for me. I've
that's
never seen an episode of Breaking Bad for that reason.
Yeah, I probably won't because I've heard.
It's great. You should watch it.
You're not helping.
That's what I mean. It's sort of that it pushes you away from it by everyone constantly.
The more someone pushes, the less and less you want to do it.
Yeah. I watched one episode of Breaking Bad, and once again, I was like,
it's all right. Yeah.
One
with a new series, I do try and do a couple of episodes.
With that one, somebody told me once you get through the first series, it gets better. I was like, fuck,
that was probably me.
Yeah, well, it might have been you. Might have been Spike, actually. There was a period where I couldn't tell you apart.
Well. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I've said that to people that wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I don't have 13 hours to try something.
There's that,
It's one of those things that if you do have the time for it, do it.
A couple of episodes, I mean, yeah, it's like going back to Game of Thrones. That thing when it first started was a massive gamble because they'd never tried anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the first book, which I think thinking the first series is the first book story,
more or less.
Yeah, a bit of a wobble towards the end.
Yeah.
But that's like an 800-page novel.
Yep.
So one episode barely really even scratched the surface.
Sure.
And so a book of that size, you've got to look at it and go, I've got to give it more than 30 pages.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah, so I can understand giving it a couple of episodes most of the time.
For a book, it's usually about 100 pages, and then if I don't like it...
Oh, that's why you finished mine, thanks.
100 pages, Brad.
Only in paperback.
Wait, what was it on Kindle?
100 and something locations. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, it doesn't work the same.
It's all weird.
60 pages into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
good.
It's only a couple of days. That was really good.
That is true.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it is brilliant.
It's
Yeah.
It is.
More on that later.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm not going to read it now.
No, it's like 1,000.
Would you want me to read it to you?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's on Audible. It'd be too big. It can make your phone heavy.
It is on Audible, but I just couldn't stomach 40 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done the stand on Audible, and it's a ride.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I can't remember who it was who just. Oh, it was you who mentioned the fandom around it. So we actually had a comment on that from a girl named Laura, who's. It did say, that if you wanted her thoughts to give it. So not only am I going to take them, I'm going to read them.
Hey.
They're ours now.
So she starts off by kind of going along with the crux of this conversation, which is she didn't like the pilot, much in the same way that I didn't, and Blake didn't, but she persevered and gradually it grew on her. The last paragraph, but I frickin' hate the fandom around it. I hate the merchandise everywhere. I want to punch anybody who makes any comment about Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick!
All right, now you're on the list. Then I can start on a whole rant about merchandising and catchphrase and gimmick-driven culture and, frankly, film my own podcasts. People
the
don't
singer.
Lick my balls.
People totally want to listen to a posh-sounding girl swear and splutter her way through opinions, right?
Yes.
From looking at iTunes, yes, they bloody do. That's my competition. But yeah, I think, let's say that was quite a popular one in terms of, people just like, it's not, like I say, they're not saying it's bad, it's just nobody understands quite the reason it's so big.
Yeah.
That's like what it kind of boils down to.
It's only, I mean, to be honest, it's got 3 series.
Yeah.
There's only like 8 episodes in each series. How is it that big? And
it's a great question.
Facebook and meme sharing.
Meme sharing. Probably Reddit has a lot to answer for.
It's also very well written, and like the animation's really, I like it.
On a technical level, I don't have a problem with it. Like from the pilot, it was very kind of, it looked quite nice.
Proper meme bait.
Yes.
It properly is.
Yes.
Where, I mean, because obviously I go to uni, so I'm kind of surrounded in 18-year-old people that just communicate in memes.
Yes.
And so I'm a little less averse to them, I think.
You're just immersed a bit more.
I'm a bit more immersed in them. So I don't know. I don't know if that would make me a bit more forgiving of them, but I do totally understand how they can get on people's wick. There you go. I used an old word for it as well.
Is that when you kill someone's dog?
Yeah. Get on their wick.
Man, what a movie.
Sorry, Kat.
This is an aside. Yeah, so that one's on the subject of cartoons, actually.
Her response was well written.
I've actually hurt my hand.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That punch sound effect.
I'm sorry. I think.
Please leave it in the edit after that.
Absolutely fine. Yeah.
Bloody air.
Oh no, that won't get cut. Don't worry.
Okay,
just because I realise you've suffered for your art.
Yeah,
So that's
good,
definitely staying. Don't worry.
Must stab myself for my art more often.
Yeah. So let's see. So on the subject of animation, Charlotte came in to say, I know it's not popular anymore, but Adventure Time in a similar vein. I didn't actually realise it had stopped being popular. Is that a thing?
I don't think it's become less popular. I know it's finishing though.
Oh, okay.
It's on its last season.
Yeah.
I think.
This episode's making me feel so old because I've never seen an episode of Adventure Time and I've never seen an episode of Rick and Morty and I've hurt myself.
That's okay. Rick and Morty's a bit more recent. Adventure Time has had 8 seasons, so maybe feel a little bit bad about that. But
Okay.
Yeah.
so
It's got John DiMaggio in it as well as a voice actor.
Okay, yeah.
So
I know who he is.
that should hook you.
I don't
Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
it. So
Okay.
He uses Bender's voice anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Joe doesn't like it. That probably means it's good.
no, that's not what it means. I like many good things. Like
I
Crazy,
agree.
yeah.
Crazy Train.
Yeah.
I
Second
agree.
best
It's
song.
over.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
on Spotify.
For real.
Oh, I can't even not say it right.
Specifically.
I've forgotten how I said it.
I agree. It's overrated though.
What's this?
Adventure Time.
Yeah.
It's stoner bait. That's all it is.
What, babe?
Stone.
Basically, it's just a program that was made for stoners.
Like 50% of Adult Swim's
Sorry.
output.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things happening as well, and
Adult Swim have what, 3 good shows?
Something like
Captain
that.
Hunger Force, Metalocalypse, and Robot Chicken.
And
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, if you watch it. Or,
Oh, I didn't realise that was Adult Swim.
yeah,
No,
sorry,
likewise. No.
that's there
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it is very sort of like, I think it appeals to people of that persuasion.
Yeah. Okay. So the stoner, that I think is where a lot of these things kind of pick up a lot of traction, isn't it? Like you said about Reddit and memes. I think stoners,
Yeah,
because they're
students.
And everything's funny when you're stoned.
well, there's
Doesn't
that too.
need to
Yeah.
be clever.
So you probably tell more people about it.
Yeah.
They tell 2 stone friends, and they tell 2 stone
And
friends.
so on.
Yeah.
So on.
even though I know it's better written than that,
We had South Park and the Twinkies.
yeah,
Still do.
I do actually think Rick and Morty does have that appeal to the stoner crowd as well.
I think so.
Oh, possibly. It's a lot of
I think
psychedelic
so.
imagery, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
It's-
even though it's better written than, I think Adventure Time disappears up its own arse, if you ask me. But
Okay.
I think Adventure Time is clearly for kids, and I can't get into it for that reason. Other stuff that's for kids I can get into. I mean,
Yeah.
like Star Wars, for instance. But
Yeah.
I find I struggle with kids stuff. Apart from every now and again, I really get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
like
something,
Rebels or
Star Wars in general. Star Wars is a kids' series.
Sure.
Anyone who disagrees should get over themselves, or stop buying
Yeah.
toys.
I mean, any book is a children's, in the same way as any book is a children's book if the child can read.
Yeah.
But also, Skullduggery Pleasant really grabbed my.
Oh, it's great.
Absolutely.
I'm listening to the
It was
audiobook.
like Harry Potter with like Blackadder levels.
Yeah,
of sarcasm.
I'm listening to the audiobooks again right now.
The audiobooks are so good.
Yeah,
It's
it
such a
reminds
good
me of the
performance.
main character out of Grim Fandango.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, totally.
I can see that.
Manny.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, most kids, even as a kid, I wasn't into kids' books particularly. I started reading adult inverted commas, not porn books, but I didn't read kids' books.
Yeah, porn books are a tough read.
Yeah.
My first book
I didn't read like kids' books much beyond the age of 10, really. I just always struggled to get into it.
It was a David Gemmell book.
Really?
And I was
Good choice.
Mum, what the hell is a jugular? And why is it being sliced open?
It's Professor Xavier's brother.
It's
I'm a jugular bitch.
Yeah, it's a large wildcat.
Ah. And how does it, what's its
Enjoy
cry?
biology.
What's its cry?
Once it's cut open, yes.
That's how they tend to.
Yeah.
That's how. Do you know when you cut them open, most animals make that or a variation on it. Crazy legal disclaimers. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, we don't.
Around just randomly.
As far as I'm aware, none of us on this table have actually killed an animal.
Actually, no, I can't make that claim because I drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've hit a squirrel once.
I've hit a badger.
No.
Wow.
Fuck my bumper up.
Can't let me have my moment, can you?
Yeah.
I don't think
really
there's.
upset me.
Seriously, roadkill's horrible.
It is.
Yeah, I hit a squirrel, and not only did I hit it, I had to, in the rearview mirror, I was watching it roll and bounce down the road.
And I think I was at the same point of going, shall I go and help it? Because if it's still alive, it's going to hate me.
Yeah.
And they're quite scary.
You guys are quite sweet about this because when a pigeon hit Alicia's bonnet, she was more angry about her bonnet being dented than the pigeon dying.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah, pigeons are 10 a penny. We're talking about badgers and squirrels here, which are cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or except badgers when they're in a gang.
Yeah.
I've seen them. What is the collective name?
Set.
It's not set. Okay,
Set
because
badgers.
I've seen a set of badgers before. I used to work with a guy who lived in Croydon. I was picking him up to go to a overnight stay, and while I was waiting outside because he was fixing his hair because that's what he did, I was amazed. When he married a woman.
I like the idea that you were thinking that badgers were in a chain gang to begin with.
No, it's a gang of badgers.
Gonna dig this hole, yeah. Gonna dig this hole, yeah. Gonna dig this. Oh, for fuck's sake! This badger's gonna hate me.
Anyway, I was waiting outside for him by my car, and this set of badgers, I think it must have been like 3 or 4, just wandered along the road, and they gave me a look as if to say,
What?
"Yeah, it's like you can stay, as long as you behave."
They're bigger than people realise until they see one.
Yes,
I've
very
never seen
true.
one
Yeah,
in
especially I had 4 of them step vertically in a long coat. So
Yeah.
True story. Except
No,
for the
but the
lies.
size of like
You phoned watching Adventure Time.
medium-sized dog or something.
Medium-sized
They're
dogs,
big,
yeah, totally. No, like I say, I'm being facetious about the 4 in the long coat.
Yeah,
I hope that came across.
It's like the kids from BoJack Horseman.
What, sorry?
Yeah, they can be aggressive as well.
Oh, totally, yeah. Like I say, they gave me a look. One of them flicked a knife out.
Well, if you believe Far Cry,
Start
the honey
advancing
badger,
towards you, clicking its fingers.
honey badger is one of the deadliest animals on this planet, according to Far Cry. So
I choose to believe Far Cry over
It's a good
most things.
documentary source.
It is a
It
good
is,
documentary
yeah.
source.
So, Adventure Time.
I really like those open world documentaries.
they're great, aren't they?
Yeah,
The more VR becomes a thing, the more they will become a thing.
yeah, quite something.
And
Yeah,
I could go for that.
I could go for that. Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to trap the soul of David Attenborough into a machine eventually.
I thought you were going to say David Icke for some
Plot
reason.
novel.
That too.
I'm in the Matrix. I'm in the Matrix.
We know, David.
And you're a fucking lizard. You're all fucking lizards. I'm fucking a lizard.
What if he's the only sane person?
I'm really enjoying the fact that David Icke has David Attenborough's voice.
Anything is possible in
It's
the
like
Matrix.
you think every David sounds the same. You Davist. Here, I've taken the blue pill and remained inside the machine. Where I go back to my life, with delicious steaks and men in suits kicking people across the walls.
I've sold out football stadiums, you bastards. Not when I was playing football.
No. I was going to say. That's David Seaman. And just
I said, are we on David Beckham now?
David Beckham, yeah. I'm going to bend it.
Up, Kira.
So, Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's
I don't get
for me.
it.
I haven't seen it. So
No, it's
I've seen 2 of them.
I was impressed in the sense of kind of vague skepticism about merchandising, how quick it got a lot of different
It was one of those,
varieties
I'm
of
only
merchandise.
really aware of it because of what's the correct term? Basic bitches on Facebook.
Yes, that is the correct term.
Yeah, fair enough.
Basic bitch geeks.
Basic bitches and stoners. Yeah. I think that's probably true, actually. That's probably my sphere of awareness.
Aware of it from cosplays and memes. Yeah.
Forbidden Planet is where I see most of the merchandise.
Yeah, like
you work up that way.
Yeah, we're around the corner, so I'm often in there browsing the old HeroClix aisles.
Yeah. And strangely,
I wish they had aisles.
The DS games get advertised a lot.
Yeah.
And they actually look quite fun because they look like Zelda.
I'm sure they're fun.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I like Zelda. So
I haven't seen it. It might be right up my street, but it's just one of those ones that's never grabbed me in terms of making me want to watch it.
That is one of the ones where the fandom puts me off, and I'm not usually that person.
Right.
So, because I
Which
like
person
everything.
are you?
I like everything.
Yeah.
Fandoms don't do anything to me apart from him.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine.
And football.
Yeah. And then a second point from Charlotte. Right now, I'm not getting why people are saying Deadpool was the best or one of the best superhero films. So she goes on to say, it's okay, it's kind of funny, but it's not that good at all. The storyline seems hurried, and so much of the humor is that ridiculous OTT, over-explained joke nonsense. I feel like that's kind of Deadpool's thing to a point.
See, to my mind, I didn't even see it as a superhero movie. I saw it as a superhero spoof and enjoyed it immensely for it.
Maybe that's the approach.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I feel like she's kind of like was watching Naked Gun and thinking it was a police procedural.
Maybe, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if kind of framing it from that point of view changes how you view it. I mean, I thought I enjoyed it.
I thought it was incredibly faithful to the character, much more so than previous film incarnations of Deadpool had been.
We don't talk about those.
No.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we were trying not to talk about it.
No.
Really killing cinema as a mainstream art form, wasn't it?
Joe's triggered.
Back to the rapey for you.
At least he had his mouth closed.
Therapy, Blake.
Therapy.
Crazy here, legal disclaimers. For all we know, that's Blake's word. End of.
You invented it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was putting a Joe spin on it.
So yeah, I enjoyed it.
I know Shot's not alone. I know a lot of comic fans who are kind of getting fed up with Deadpool being at the forefront all the time.
Yeah,
that's kind of all the way it has been. Superheroes always kind of risen up and gone back and risen up and gone back. There's all of it, and it will blow over, and Deadpool will go back to being a background character. And it's kind of like if you watch wrestling, there's always guys come to the front and they fall back, and Undertaker comes to the front and they fall. And that's it's because both, whether the fans would admit it or not, comics and wrestling both run on a very similar engine to how a soap opera runs.
Yeah, totally.
So you just kind of go along with it. Deadpool will fade away, and he will come back again, and just go for a ride.
I did I used to do a stand-up bit about that, about how people used to rag on me for watching wrestling, and I said, well, if you watch EastEnders or Coronation Street, you have no argument.
No.
And I guarantee you it's more interesting to watch Dot Cotton with a chair off a ladder through Peggy Mitchell on a table.
If you want to go further back, all of Charles Dickens' novels were serialised. You would buy weekly instalments.
Yeah.
That was it was designed to be almost like a soap opera.
Next on Oliver Twist.
Will he get more?
Watch out for fagging.
Charlie, this is every episode now.
Does he pick one pocket or two?
Nancy dies in the next one.
Oh shit!
I'm that guy.
Spoiler alert!
Jon Snow's not dead.
Previously on Nicholas Nickleby.
No, they were. That was how they were conceived and how they were originally published.
Yeah. So
what we're saying is, if you don't like Deadpool, you don't like Dickens.
Okay. It's an interesting connection.
I can see how you've made that connection.
Yeah. I can't. Fucking hell.
It's perfectly cromulent.
Yeah, I think it's a perfectly cromulent connection.
I think, just a quick aside, I think we've reached the point where cromulent is a real word now.
I think it is, yeah.
It's been bandied around for over 20 years.
Bort is a real name tag, so I think Simpsons has penetrated to
I've never met
degree.
anyone called Bort.
No, I know, it's annoying, isn't it? My son is also named Bort.
Yeah.
So I almost, I realised the other day, I'm going to, by saying it on the air, I'm going to basically close this loophole. Omer's open challenge, find something with my name on that's printed with my name on.
Oh, yeah.
I saw alphabet candles the other day and I thought I might cheat him. But then I think that by announcing it now, obviously he has a chance to close that loophole. But I saw that and I just thought, oh,
just looking, you go,
I wonder if he saw that.
You got me candles that spell Rome. How did you know?
Well, you like swords and stuff.
Yeah, I
guess, sure. Something to do with, stuff
I enjoyed Deadpool as a comedy movie rather than as another superhero movie. I think that's
maybe
I didn't even directly compare them. I don't think it wasn't something like Ant-Man, which was a light-hearted but still very definitely a superhero movie. Deadpool, I didn't even put it in the same league.
Didn't think of it in the same way. No. Maybe that's it. Like I say, maybe that's where the distinction comes.
Yeah.
You know, is
until Logan came out, I thought it was the best X-Men film.
What, Deadpool? Oh, okay, yeah. I like the first X-Men.
I like the second one. It was such a great movie.
That's one that I don't quite
like.
Oh, really?
That's one I can't quite get my head around. I mean, I like X-Men 2, but I don't. I just, like I say, it's just a preference. I just prefer the first one. I don't know.
X-Men 2, I find it ramped up to what could have been an amazing third movie.
Yeah.
And we all know what happened.
Lou Fraser.
Yeah.
Fraser happened.
And it took back in there to
I have a similar problem with Jurassic Park. In the first Jurassic Park, in isolation, there's so many avenues for a sequel they could have taken, and they didn't take any of them.
Yeah.
It just went, it's probably another island, I guess.
Yeah. Instead, they just like, remember that island? Now there's 2.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that. That was literally it. That was the trailer. I remember it well. Like Jeff Goldblum comes over.
He had more money than we thought.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum comes over the voiceover, and he's just like, "Wow, you know."
Well, he did spare no expense.
Islands, 2 of them, maybe even a third.
In jokes. Apparently, I get them mixed up.
He spared no expense.
So I keep it.
I think you did it once, and we run with it.
Yeah.
Just at Omer's birthday, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. I did a Jeff Goldblum that I'd never tried before, and I think it was Spike who said it. It was like, that sounds like Christopher Walken. Yeah. It didn't. I think a lot of people had forgotten what Christopher Walken sounded like in that instant. But since then, I've just run with it. So now they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes casting a movie more fun.
Yeah. Well, I shoved this watch.
Yeah, but Deadpool's cool.
Up my ass. Watch finds a way. Yeah. And then meantime, I'm the Fly.
Now I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So many eyes. I can see everything.
Brandel, fly.
Yeah. I can climb walls and shit. Wow.
Now I am the fly on the wall.
The Fly.
Help me.
To be me.
I don't know. Gangs of New York. King Louis.
Yeah. I heard someone say they thought Daniel Day-Lewis was overrated the other day. I don't know how I feel about that.
I've only seen him in a couple of movies. I
liked him in what I've seen, a lot.
I love him in Gangs of New York. I think he's.
I really liked him in that, and that was one of the ones they referenced as
weird to say?
I can't remember where it was.
Long time since I've seen it, but
one of the podcasts I listened to. It's not one of my regular ones. But one of the ones.
I think we spotted what's happened.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, there's 2 of those.
Yeah. It was the Leonardo DiCaprio is the best in everything he does.
My dad wrote a porno.
My dad wrote a porno. Yeah.
I feel
about
like Daniel Day-Lewis is rated exactly how he needs to be. Like he's a good actor. Like,
by the numbers, he's the most successful actor of all time because he's the only one with 3 Academy Awards for Best Actor. I think Jack Nicholson's got 3, but not all for Best Actor.
Oh, okay.
Like 3, I think he's 1 for Best Supporting or something. I'm not sure.
1 for Best Jack Nicholson.
Best Jack Nicholson, yeah.
I mean, Leo is going to give him a run for his money in a couple of years, but
seriously,
the hairline is receding.
So I'm just having a look through this because this, like I say, this blew up this thread. So I'm just having a look to make sure I'm not missing any.
Oh yeah, I mean, I went on about the arty side of it.
That's fair enough. I mean, that's what I expect from you, so that's fair enough.
Remind me to punch you for it later.
Sorry.
Just enjoy shit.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was saying why I enjoyed it.
Yeah. He did.
It was just a different way than everyone else.
He had a massive window to do it because, like I say, this thread was ridiculous.
There was a lot of stuff, yeah.
Let's see. So, Kat, relatively recent E14 contributor.
Yes.
And member of the Facebook page. And,
she's on the podcast today.
She's on the podcast today. There you go. So, she's become part of the show in this respect. Although, I feel like maybe she's written in before. I'm not sure.
I think.
Yeah, as Cloud Zombie on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Cloud Zombie on Twitter, of course. So the first question, it sort of falls outside pop culture as I originally intended the question.
Not geek pop culture.
Yeah, exactly. Why do people love the Kardashians so much? Why are they famous? I can answer a couple of things. That's a valid
question.
There's a couple of reasons.
I don't know. I mean, I've only done the first series of Star Trek, so I've not come across them yet.
Fucking hell.
We knew it was going to happen.
They've got weird foreheads and enormous arses.
That's pretty much just the
ultimate of Star Trek.
But goddamn those asses.
She did break my internet.
Yeah, seriously.
I think giant ass is pretty much the main reason people watch.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realise this.
The main reason I subscribed to this podcast.
What is that?
The booties.
Hear that? Yeah. Subscriptions. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know this until a couple of years ago now, but I didn't realize there was a Kardashian connection to O.J. Simpson because it wasn't really the thing. Like American listeners might not be able to kind of follow this, but it wasn't a big deal over here as much as it was in the States.
We were aware it was happening.
Yeah, exactly. We were following the kind of the stages, but I don't think
it was pre-internet. It was kind of whatever they ran on the news.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, you'd get the sort of maybe the daily update, or like every couple of days you'd get something.
Mm-hmm.
So the name of the is he defense or prosecution? Prosecution, I think.
I thought he was prosecution.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously people can feel free to correct me. Podcast at emotionally14.com with the subject line Robert Kardashian. Why not? Emails are emails. But I didn't realize there was any kind of connection with that. So obviously I missed that.
I knew that because I asked my wife, why are these people famous? And then she proceeded to lecture me.
Yeah.
And I probably forgot most of it.
Apparently, yeah. And then one had a sex tape. And then I think another one had a sex tape. Chloe's had
Kim's the famous one.
Kim's the one.
Oh,
Kim's the famous sex tape. I think there is another one as well. Courtney, maybe.
Yeah, that's for sequel. But basically, the first Kardashian sex tape had a load of potential for sequels, and the second one didn't follow up on any of it.
Yeah, literally.
We found another sex tape.
Life finds a way.
It was a really boring sex tape.
It was. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched a celebrity sex tape. I mean, there's you're on the internet, there are professionals you can watch for free.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never paid to watch a sex tape.
No.
Like, I tend to watch them when they do sort of crop up. I tend to watch them just to establish to my satisfaction that it really is the person.
Okay.
And that's generally as far as I go. I don't really get much out of it in terms of, any kind of sexual thing. It is just purely like I wonder if it really is them. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like, Britney Spears has a sex tape. It's like, no, what you mean is somebody fucked a blonde girl. Next.
Slowly unzips. Who am I kidding? Very fastly unzips.
Yeah, indeed.
Fastly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's who the Kardashians are.
Yeah, so why are they so popular? Reality TV is also a big thing in America.
I think it's for every vapid reason.
I think it's wish fulfillment. People look at famous rich people who seem to be famous and rich for no particular reason and want to believe it could be them.
Yeah, totally.
Rich porn.
Yeah. I mean, it's much way some of us look at roguish smugglers aboard Millennium Falcon and wish we were them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's up to you how boring you want to be, basically.
And then she had a second question. Why was Frozen so insanely popular? I thought Tangled was so much better.
I'll tell you why. Because they kept on fucking showing it.
I know, but the other reason I think is that song went viral.
Oh, yeah.
The Let It Go went viral.
Yeah, I know. I can sing the song, but I've never seen the film.
Yeah, exactly. This is it.
Yeah, I did enjoy Tangled. I thought Tangled was fine.
I liked both.
I had Ron Perlman in it twice.
I thought both were good. I've seen both. I thought both were good.
Really rate one better than the other, to be honest.
I've never given it that much thought.
Yeah. No.
If I had to pick, I'd probably edge Frozen. It would edge it for me just because I remember more of it.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now.
Recent as well.
I got more of the plot in my head. I watched them about the same time though, so for me that makes no massive difference.
Yeah, I thought Tangled was fine, but
I enjoyed it.
I've no experience of Frozen at all beyond being aware that it was a merchandising dream.
Oh, totally.
Yes,
it was. Yeah. Made
As I said, I liked Frozen. I just thought it was. I literally just think it's overrated. I just don't think it. I don't even think it's as good as other Disney films.
I'll tell you what might be it as well. I think it was one of the first Disney films that didn't have a storyline that was true love is going to save everything, or like the typical.
And it wasn't the Prince and all that.
Is it based on a Grimm Brothers thing?
And Hans Christian Andersen.
It's a loosely based adaptation of a Hans Christian Andersen thing.
Snow Queen?
Snow Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's loosely based on that. But yeah, it was the first Disney film to not have the whole... live happily ever after, get with the man.
Yeah.
Like it was more just like, no, just embrace your sister. Like,
yeah.
Not in a weird.
And if you're not seeing the film, spoilers.
I mean, you've had 6 years.
You've had a long time.
It was 2012 it came out.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine also that most people have had it spoiled for them through Twitter, life, this sort of thing.
I'm aware there's snow and she lets something go at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, really.
Don't know if you get it back. Don't even know what it is.
That might be a snowman. Who gives a shit?
Having a girlfriend that just plays the album endlessly.
Fair enough.
You have a Disney obsessed girlfriend.
Yeah.
How does she feel about the Maleficent soundtrack?
I don't think I've ever asked her.
Okay.
She liked the film.
I'd be curious
I
to
didn't
know.
like the film. She did.
At the moment, I've got the Lana Del Rey cover in my head.
It's a good cover.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it is a good cover.
So good. I've been listening to it pretty much on loop for about 3 days.
It's a very good cover.
It's so good.
Jolie in that movie was great.
Yes, she was. I agree.
The effects were great.
Yep.
I thought the girl that they got to play Sleeping Beauty was incredibly annoying.
Yeah, that seems fair.
So I didn't.
It was Dakota Fanning's little sister, I think.
Ellie, Ellie or Elle, yeah. But she was great in Super 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't like her in this.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I think she was a bit sort of po-faced.
It could be
I've seen
that's
Super, but I haven't seen the other 7.
Yeah, it could be. It could be from that direct. That could be direction. It could be saying just look like a
I'm not blaming her. Like,
po-faced bastard.
I just didn't like the end product.
Yeah,
like that part of it. So.
I enjoyed Maleficent when I watched it. We saw it on holiday when we went to Malaysia.
Okay.
It was we just got to the hotel. And we didn't. It was quite late when we got there because we had to transfer on like a flight and stuff. So we got there and it was about 9 o'clock at night, and the restaurant had started to sort of wrap up, but they were still doing room service, and it literally just started when we got in the room and settled in. So we're like, fuck it, let's watch that. Mm-hmm. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
And looking back on it, I still look back on it fondly, even if you detach it from the holiday. Because obviously, when you're on holiday, you enjoy things a bit more anyway.
Yeah.
Because we watched some fucking shit when we were there. Like, just every now and then, there'd be a film on, and we'd start watching it.
You come in and you just put the TV on, and it's always just like, now I'm on BBC Two, Aliens.
With extra aliens.
I can do this, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter that your Blu-ray's in the cupboard.
When I came home after doing the gig and just browsing around and put my sci-fi channel, and it was like, and now up next, The Running Man.
Yeah.
I can do this. Yeah. Sat with me after about midnight. It's like, should we go to bed? And up next, Total Recall. In a couple of hours, we can.
Yeah, I had a string of things like that when I was on the road doing those ice cream events the weekend. And literally every time we would get into the hotel, like after a 5-hour, 6-hour drive, we like check the menu out in our hotel room and then put the box on, and it'll be Indiana Jones. So I went an entire month and I managed to watch every single Indiana Jones
just on TV.
Just on TV, like so. What they played one each weekend.
That's a 75% return rate.
That is. It's a pretty good ratio as franchises go. Yeah.
But I didn't plan to watch it. It was just on conveniently every time I got to the hotel. So it was nice.
You in Belgium once?
I was just about to say.
What did you watch, Blake?
I think I might have mentioned on a previous episode a long time ago, but once one of my old jobs, I had to go to a course in Belgium, and I got into the hotel and I went. There wasn't really a lot to do, but I thought I'll stick something on, see what's on the telly. Obviously, most of it was in Belgium, Dutch, sorry, and
Flemish, I think.
Flemish,
yeah.
Pushing too many pants.
Lols.
Yeah. Well, it might as well have been Dutch because it was Predator was on the telly.
Oh, right.
And I thought
I didn't actually know what you were going to say there. So.
And I was like, oh, I think I can watch this.
I've seen it a couple of times.
I've seen it a fair few times. I think I can get through this. And the one thing I learned from it, from my whole experience, is that Doc Doc is knock knock.
Is Arnie...
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Did he still have an Austrian accent?
Yeah, it still sounded similar to Arnie. It wasn't exactly Arnie, but at least it was someone putting on a bad Arnie impression.
I was really hoping it was the guy who...
I'd love it if it was Rob doing the subtitle.
No, by all means, Blake, let's hear yours.
For money,
no, I'm joking, Rob. I'm joking.
Let's hear yours, Blake. This should be good.
Which one? Goblin.
Yeah, Goblin. That's it.
Well, you see.
No. There's a reason I retired it.
Well, you see, me, it's too late.
You sound like Mr. Meeseeks.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It's too popular.
It's too popular.
I would have liked to hear Arnie have a Dutch accent.
Yeah.
In like, if it bleach, we can kill it.
That's Sean Connery.
It's almost Sean Connery. You'd be amazed how much speech pattern is very similar. Yeah.
I thought it'd be Christopher Walken.
Never noticed John Wayne walk like that.
This is much more British.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen anything in
Dutch.
In Dutch, yeah.
No.
It's going to be a long night.
Is The Killing, is that Dutch?
No, I think that's Scandinavian, isn't it?
Right, then
maybe
I'm
Norwegian.
I'm not sure. Yeah, one of those. One of those.
Yeah.
That's the whole genre now, by the way.
Yeah, no, Nordic noir.
It's called.
I like
Nordic noir or Scandinavian noir.
Yeah. The one with Kenneth Branagh in, there's like
The Dark World.
Wallander.
Dark World.
Is it Wallander?
Wallander is a series. Yeah.
I think it was originally Dutch or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Kenneth Branagh, really quickly.
Yes, okay.
There's a remake of Murder on the Orient Express coming out, and he's Poirot.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
I've never read the book, but I've
just finished it yesterday.
Is it good?
Yeah, funny enough, I started
Horror
reading
stuff is
it.
really, really good. Yeah. Fan fiction.
Yeah, I agree. I go with that. I started reading it the day before yesterday, and then I got an email with the poster, and I was like, oh, okay. I went on IMDb, and I was like, oh, I see. That's who that person is, and that's who that person is, and it's brilliant. Such a good cast.
Seen the trailer now, or
I don't know that I've watched the trailer. I don't need to, really. I know the film.
Like, obviously for me, because I have no idea, apart from there is a murder.
Somebody done a murder.
They're on the train, yeah. So
who done the murder?
Like, obviously, I don't know. Obviously, there's a twist and whatever. And it's quite amazing that I don't know it. I think, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Didn't know until they did the evil voice by David Gemmell.
I think it's difficult.
Jugular.
Would you, as a point of, not etiquette, but as a point of protocol, kind of, would you consider the reveal in Poirot's to be twists? It's just plot, isn't it?
That's just for format of a murder mystery.
It's just they just kind of give you the answer at the end. It's not so much a twist as like the ending.
With stuff like Broadchurch and stuff coming out, though.
Yeah.
When the plot of finding out who murdered someone is kind of treated like a big reveal.
Who done the murder.
Yeah, like the who done it is always a bit of a...
Yeah, sure.
I suppose me saying twist, it's not a twist, it's always intended to be.
I would never do a spoiler for any kind of murder mystery, because I think it's always the point.
Yeah, it's the object of consuming that media, doesn't it? Like
I mean, Sherlock Holmes stories I won't spoil for people, and those are over 100 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any of the...
Sherlock Holmes is another one of the things I absolutely love but rarely talk about.
Generally, and also generally with Sherlock Holmes, even if I was to give you the outline of the episode, in terms of figuring it out, you wouldn't stand a fucking chance, because I'm not convinced
I've played the games. I'm terrible.
He's a fucking hero. I love him.
Yeah, I like him.
I honestly think Sherlock Holmes was the first superhero.
I mean, if defining it based on extra kind of abilities, then I'd go with that. I'd be good with that.
Anyway, Joe, we've worked together. We are terrible at Sherlock.
Anyway, that's the Kardashians.
That's the Kardashians. And that's why Frozen
we got
Tangled or something. I don't know. So then Rob, not me, a different one, in the Facebook group said,
Dino
I really
Bambino.
don't get... Sorry,
I just called him Dino Bambino.
Dino Bambino, yeah.
I like it.
I really don't get The Office or Extras or really any of the comedy series that try to embarrass laughter out of you.
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just don't handle cringe comedy that well.
But some people just don't gravitate to that style of humour, I guess. Yeah,
I've still managed to avoid seeing a single episode of The Office somehow.
What, the British one?
Yeah,
really?
Well,
I think it'd be worth watching once.
I watched Extras once and thought it was fine.
Yeah, it's funny.
Right? Cringe comedy, Alan Partridge is kind of a pinnacle. It's kind of hard to get cringe.
Oh man, I absolutely love him. On your recommendation, I read I had the audiobook of the autobiography. It's fucking good. Superb. I'd seen one bit, which is the monkey tennis sketch, the pitching to the BBC exec. That's all I'd ever seen of Alan Partridge. Really? And I had that audiobook on with him reading it as Partridge, and I still laughed my fucking balls off because it's so good.
Has it made you want to do the series just now?
It does a bit. It's made me want to.
Non-brand specific video streaming service.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, we do have both of them, but I never remember that we had one of them.
They're on the one not A.
Yeah, the first one, the first Alan Partridge book is that cringe, almost like the talk show, or saying all things to the hotel staff kind of cringe.
Yeah.
The second one is much more the piercing his foot on a spike, getting a cow dropped on a boat type farce. But it's still brilliant.
Isn't it Bear Grylls like pissed?
Kind of. Yeah, he's walking from his house in Norwich to Dungeness.
Okay.
To Dungeness?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
I love
all those things.
Yeah.
I wanted, actually, it's a good thing this one came up because I like The Office. I have a certain amount of time for Gervais. I have a lot of time for Stephen Merchant. I think he's very funny.
Yeah.
But there was one I wanted to bring up in a similar vein that was one for me personally, Mighty Boosh.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it at all. No. I just don't get the appeal.
Stoner student thing.
I think it is. Yeah.
It's not.
I never found it funny.
It's not really subject to like all the meme stuff, so it's not really high.
It might have been then. Had it come out now, maybe.
Had it come out now, yeah, I would agree. Yeah. I think. I mean, I love Mighty Boosh because it's a load of bollocks.
Okay.
Pure. That's why I like it.
Fair enough.
And I'll freely like people say I don't like it because it's a load of bollocks. That's
fair enough.
That's
fine.
Like, I love it. Like it's Noel Fielding, like Julian Barratt. He's a hilarious bloke.
I find the opposite. I like Noel Fielding This is the thing.
Julian Barrett.
I'm not a big fan of Mighty Boosh. I like Noel Fielding when I see him on things like panel shows and stuff like that. I like him a lot. Very
paired up against Richard.
Or like if he's with Russell Brand. Even again, Russell Brand outside of panel shows, can't deal with him, can't stand him. But on panel shows, especially together, they're brilliant. And some of it, and to be fair to Russell Brand, some of his stand-up is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
It's just
that he's not really doing much of that these days.
Generally he tends to just gravitate towards projects I don't enjoy. That's all it is, you know.
But it's interesting you say that. Interesting you say that about Julian, because I recently watched Mindhorn when I was out when I was flying to America, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Okay,
because he's just so granddaddy and awkward.
Right. Again, it's that sort of cringe style.
Yeah, and I like it. I wouldn't say it was laugh out loud funny. It was more like that
makes you chuckle,
comforting, chuckly sort of feeling, like putting on half worn pair of pants.
Okay.
Just,
and just leaving the others to dangle free. I did these upside down. Wrong way around.
And inside out.
My brain went upside down.
Put them on as a hat.
Yeah. I wore them as a hat. There you go.
But I get that. I do get it. Mm-hmm. I just like it for that reason.
Yeah, fair enough. I have to say, it's purely a personal thing. I just don't enjoy that style, which is really annoying because for the first couple of series, Stuart Lee was writing it. And I love Stuart Lee. Yeah, I love Stuart Lee.
Your parents like?
Sure. Yeah, and yet that just left me cold when I watched it. And I did give it a few goes because my sister was big on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I think she was a student at the time, so maybe it was more her taste.
I was 16 at the time.
I love Stuart Lee.
Yeah, I love Stuart Lee as well.
I'm always amazed. Stuart, it was kind of almost the reverse. I'm often surprised how popular Stuart Lee is.
Yeah,
because to me he's almost like prog comedy.
He's like the anti.
I watch him and go and as a comedian, as a writer, I watch him and go, that's fucking genius.
Yeah,
and then I look around and go, how are you guys following it? And it almost I'm not doing it in a hipster way where I'm kind of like going, you don't understand it like I do. I'm kind of like, okay, it works on that many levels.
Yeah,
I'm amazed by it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love Stuart Lee. I think it's brilliant.
I'm not seeing how popular it is. I was surprised to bump into several people when I went to see him in Canterbury earlier this year.
Yeah.
So
funny story about Stuart Lee. A friend of mine at work said, we were at a comedy club. I can't remember who they were watching, but they said in the audience was Stuart Lee. Mm-hmm. And they went up to him and said, you're Stuart Lee, we think you're brilliant. Is there any chance of getting a picture with you? He said, absolutely not. And if you're not a fan, you might walk away like, what a douche. But actually, if you're a fan, you're probably like, to be fair, that's what I expected. If I think about it, honestly, that's what I expected to happen. So moving on. Omer chucked a couple into the mix. Game of Thrones.
Of course he did.
The books. The series I get, just haven't dug in. So I remember him talking about the books. And
I've read like the first 4 or 5 books, and I got to the end of
that's out of 7,
yeah. Okay, well, I did a fair few, and it kind of got to the end of those, and I was just like, it occurred to me I only actually cared about 2 of the characters. I loved Arya and I loved Tyrion, but the rest of them I just didn't give a shit about. I couldn't keep track of what they were doing, but I'm kind of watching. But I did find myself thinking I might enjoy this more as a TV show. So I'm keen to give the TV show a go.
It does cut out a lot of bump.
Yeah.
Adaptations tend to anyway.
I mean, I do like big fantasy stuff. I mean, Wheel of Time is one of my favourites, which I absolutely love that. I like Dragonlance stuff. I love the Middle Earth stuff. But that one just kind of got me. Yeah, David's. I've read a couple of David Gilmour. I do like him.
Read a couple of those.
Jugulars in it?
Legend sticks in my mind as being an excellent.
There's lots of jugglers in that everywhere.
I've read Legend.
Yeah.
I read it after White Wolf.
Fucking great book.
Yeah, and I think I'd like to do the TV show, but the books, I managed to persevere longer than Omer did, but because I think he gave out about page 30.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I did 100.
First mention of boobs, I think he said, when he realised that the person who wrote it had never seen one.
He gave up on the sex.
You look up what he looks like.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I get why they're popular, but it was too slow. I don't know, even it was too slow because I like political stuff.
It's anyway, a lot of characters to keep track on in the first one.
I wonder if as a visual medium it might work better.
Yeah, and that becomes less of a problem as the series goes on as well, because a lot of them get killed off.
Like
Blake, do you watch Game of Thrones?
No, I've literally only watched the first 2 episodes of the first series.
Oh, okay.
I really need to go back and do it. I have
Fair enough.
Best of intentions to do it. I just never seem to find the time to do it.
Blake, you're not on trial here. It's
no.
But if you were, go fuck yourself.
If you were, it'd be trial by combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't understand because you've never watched the fucking show.
Choose the mountain.
Choose the mountain.
He's really big.
He pops people like
the
grapes.
clues in the name. He's actually just triple distilled through loads of
Anyone
minerals.
else read Game of Thrones? Or Song of Ice and Fire, sorry?
I've read... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was just saying I've read 100 pages of the first book.
Okay.
I did my test on it and I gave up.
Fair enough.
So, like the series.
Yeah. I think I've read the same number as you, actually. Because they did a weird order, don't they? They do 1, 2, 3 part 1, 3 part 2. I think in Britain
they were split,
4, 5, 6, 5 and 6 are 5 twice.
They run concurrently.
Almost. But I've read up to the end of Feast for Crows, so I think that is number 4.
Okay, I think I might.
Number 4. I think it's the same. I think we're up to the same place.
Yeah, and I just kind of got to. I was like, I don't give a shit about it. I can't keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, indeed.
Didn't they split those books based on like characters, so they were happening at the same time?
Yes.
You'd get like Tyrion and Daenerys in one book.
Kind of half of the world almost.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
For people who read fantasy books, do you ever look at the map at the front of a book again after just going, there's a map at the front of a book?
Well, no, exactly.
It seems to be a fantasy thing to stick a map at the front of a book because Tolkien did it.
Yeah.
And from now, I've never gone back to look at the maps and go, the character over there, and that's in relation to over there. I've never given a shit.
No, which is weird when you consider the opening of the Game of Thrones TV show, which is a map.
Well, maybe I should do that. Maybe I needed a map in front of me.
Maybe you need an animated map, like an animated kind of papercraft map.
Yeah, every episode it changes each time to what the characters are doing in the episodes.
It's really cleverly done.
It's pretty cool,
It's actually to the point where a lot of these clickbait websites do
look at the intro
speculation based on the intro graphics. Yeah. So it's like, I think if you zoom back from the telescope, you see that the river's covered in ice. So maybe they freeze the ice to get to water to go around the wall and things like that. But it didn't pan out. But anyway,
it didn't pan out like that. No.
But watch it. Even if you got that, even if that was a mild spoiler for you, watch it because the way they did handle it is fucking amazing. It's the most metal thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was metal, yeah.
After Game of Thrones, Omar gets wound up by things that aren't wrestling.
Minecraft.
Actually, there was a wrestling thing on.
Of course, there is.
Minecraft.
I liked it more when it was World of Minecraft, the MMO.
Before all the expansions?
Yeah. Before you become a panda.
Yeah. Do they have pandas in Minecraft?
No,
I feel like they don't.
No.
Brad actually made a joke. He didn't do a game he's never played.
Yeah. It's really I made a video game. Which is normally when we're doing a games cast, you look at me and you just go, the little dice thrower thinks he's people.
He knew there's a panda race in Warcraft. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole DLC that
that's more of a fuck than I give.
I've never played World of Warcraft.
I used to love it.
Yeah, Minecraft. I'm aware of. It doesn't engage me. It looks a bit childish for me. I think
it engages me to a point, and it happens at the same point in every game I play. I start a new world.
Yep.
I go exploring for a day. Meanwhile, I'm collecting. I'll probably chop down a few trees to build a basic structure that I can shelter myself in, because in night time, obviously, all the monsters come out, and you want to be protected from them. So you just build even if it's just like a 2x2x2 shed, and then you just sort of sit in there overnight crying softly.
Keep the creepers out.
You can't necessarily get a bed straight away, so once you get a bed, you can sleep through to the morning and just skip it. But if you don't have a bed, you just basically have to wait until morning. So if you're gonna,
sounds riveting.
Well, some people dig it for the creative aspect. So like people have made like real scale Starship Enterprise and stuff. It's incredible.
It's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there is a creative mode with unlimited resources, so you can just play with it like Lego.
I don't think you encounter monsters, do you, in that one?
No. You do, but you're invincible and you can fly and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think if you set it to peaceful, it doesn't matter anyway. So.
Yeah, for me, the problem is not the invincibility, it's that creepers blow a chunk out of my house because they're cunts.
Yeah, that's why I ended up, stuff like that made me get a custom server so that I could just reset all the damage to the stuff I built.
Yeah,
because I just got too devastated.
Creepers explode when they get too close. Yeah. So if you're in your house and they walk up to the wall, they'll blow it up and then you need a new wall.
They look like giant green penises with 4 balls. They walk around.
True story.
I've always said that.
Like a mix of a penis and a green hat stand.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We'll go with that.
Okay, brain. Yeah. Let's just go with that.
That was almost an omen.
Do we agree it's overrated?
I wouldn't. But
I don't think it's that. It's not that big anymore.
I'm aware of it being
huge. It's
kind of had its time.
Yeah, I think maybe the people that thought it was big are now grown up.
Because David Bowie's son made a film about it and that kind of flopped.
That's
you almost bit. No, that was source code.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, I get to a certain point, I build a bit, and then I go exploring in the nearby. I start mining out a nearby mountain or whatever, and then I get to a certain point. It's usually about the same amount of time as invested in the world, and I go, I am bored now, and I start a new world and do exactly the same thing again.
Oh, right. Yeah, no,
I just have no longevity to it for me.
I do a similar thing, but it's always because I normally mess up about the same point
I've
every
got a
single
save
time.
file that's got like 100 hours in it. But
Bloody hell.
that was back in the day. Back in the day, big time. Yeah, that was when I was 16.
Okay. Yeah.
Use tools to mine mine's luxury.
Yeah, no, normally I would play the game
out with hands.
Yeah, I would play up until a point where I had a farm and I'd gone down, I'd got diamonds, I'd got to the Nether, but normally I go exploring in the Nether, accidentally fuck up, fall in the lava and lose all my good stuff, and I'm like, I can't be buggered to do this again.
Yeah.
And then
you got very far. That was almost
it's good going.
Yeah, and that's the point. I always get bored and start again. I never get to the point where I can even go to the end. So,
anything else?
Yeah. So the Beatles, I don't feel like they're big anymore. I feel like they've had their day several decades ago.
I think they are still recognised as being one of the greatest songwriters of the 20th century.
Maybe, yeah.
But I think that overrated. Music is so hard to say 'cause it's all subjective anyway.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the genres are massively different.
I mean, to my mind, there are many bands I would consider way more overrated than the Beatles.
Yeah,
but I'm
such as
Ramones for me.
Ramones, okay.
Yeah, maybe come from a punk background. They're always like championed as being the punk band, the best punk band, and I can think like 5 or 6 other bands I think are way more deserving.
Fair enough.
That, especially they always get that. Oh, they only had 3 chords. All the songs sound different. And if you listen to a best of Ramones, you realise they only had 3 chords, and all their songs sound the same.
Yeah.
Even just guys like Revillos and the Misfits, I think did.
I feel like one of the
job.
bands just buttered him up. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sex Pistols joke. Look at
that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I come out of mic?
Did I say that with words?
Yeah. I heard something. I think it might have been on another podcast called No Such Thing as a Fish.
Okay.
Which is
the QI people,
yes,
right?
Yeah. They said someone had run a load of songs through a computer which picked up on rhythmic similarities and then played more modern songs to work out what the most influential bands of the 20th century was. And it wasn't the Beatles.
What was it?
But it was in joint first place was the Who and the Rolling Stones.
Okay. I like both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can hear that more because the Who definitely had more of a punk and metal influence from the Beatles.
Maybe, yeah.
And Rolling Stones always just been blues, which is the cornerstone of everything.
Part of the reason that's the case is that it probably crashed before the Dream Theater track finished.
Yeah, maybe.
The computer ran out of memory. Fuck me, Octavarium again.
Porno's coming, shut it down.
Oh, keyboard solo.
Yeah, but I like the Beatles fine. I'll listen to the Beatles occasionally, but they've never been a favourite band of mine, but I like some of their stuff.
I went through a phase, probably in sort of midway through uni, where I would listen to them quite a lot. But then at the same time, I was also listening to the Smiths, so I had the real kind of polar opposite end of the cheerful scale.
I want to be happy now.
Yeah. Or is it like Love Me Do, and then I'm listening to Why Bother?
Love Me Don't, then.
Just like, it's basically picking petals off a flower, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. She loves me do.
She loves me don't.
She loves me don't. Oh, who am I kidding? She loves me don't. She's people. Anyway.
I'll just put the daffodil in my back pocket.
Yeah, that's a sensible place to keep it, Morrissey, your tosser. Not like you could put it inside your shirt or anything, just spitballing.
Just sit there and crush a plant, call yourself a vegan.
I think that's what vegans exist on, crushing plants.
Pretty much,
with their teeth.
Crush your plants.
Crush your plants and something else.
Yeah.
Anything else popular?
Bret Hart.
Again, liked him fine. I think he did some really good matches, but no, if you asked me to name my favourite wrestlers, he
wouldn't be on my list.
Might be my top 20, but
yeah, he'd be up there for me.
He wouldn't be one of my instant favourites.
No, he's missing the Stone Cold at the beginning for me. That's
he's Stone Cold Bret Hart.
Yeah, Stone Cold Bret Hart's not so.
Yeah.
The best there was, the best there is, and the best there will be, you bastard.
Best of all time will always be Shawn Michaels.
Oh, Shawn Michaels is great, yeah.
Probably Undertaker after that. Maybe.
Undertaker's awesome. Actually, Jeremy went on to say Shawn Michaels would be on his list of overrated.
No, really?
I think...
What podcast is he on?
I like
obviously
because he throws...
I mean, I'll plug it in.
Well, Shawn Michaels?
Just Jeremy. He does throw massive curve.
He does, yeah. He's very good at that.
It's good.
You'd think he was into baseball, but bodybuilding's his thing.
Okay.
Not really a lot of curveballs in that.
No, I guess
he does throw a lot of dumbbells.
Yes, curveballs.
Yeah, medicine balls.
I wonder sometimes if Shawn Michaels the backstage heat stuff still taints him a bit, because before, sort of pre-98, he was a well-known cunt.
Yeah.
After he found Jesus, and he's obviously changed his ways and stuff, and made peace with everybody who sort of wronged in the past, except Jim Cornette, because nobody does.
No, Jim Cornette's not the most forgiving of people.
No, exactly. I still love him, but
totally.
But I don't know how he'd feel about me, and especially if a grudge has been building for a while.
Totally.
But I think the Shawn Michaels backstage rep put some people off, whereas Bret Hart, he was a bit of a diva, I think, at times, but he wasn't so politicky as Shawn Michaels was.
I think the guys I put ahead of Bret, there are a lot.
Exactly.
But that is not to knock Bret.
No, he's very good.
I enjoy his work.
Yeah, he's very good. He was one of the few tag team where he's one of those sort of more successful halves of a tag team, which is not an easy thing to do, especially when he's
one of about two wrestlers who can make a sharpshooter look like it hurt rather than he was just bending your knees in the direction they're supposed to go.
Yeah, indeed. Like Benoit, the other one.
I was going to say The Rock, actually.
Oh, okay, Rock's is pretty good. I'd say Benoit's is. Benoit can make most things look painful.
Yeah,
we won't talk about the last bit.
That was definitely painful.
I think that definitely hurt. Yeah. What else we got? Avocado. That's a weird choice. As wrestlers go, I think they're better.
Fine. Yeah. I quite like avocado, but
it's all right.
I don't know. Yeah. Is that a luchador?
I bet you could. Avocado, slice in half, take the stone out, put egg and bake it.
Yes.
I think my thing with avocado is I didn't think it was an overrated vegetable.
Yeah,
it's just
what is an overrated vegetable? I don't know where Omer's going. Maybe Omer's in the wrong Facebook groups. He keeps joining fyeavocados.tumblr.com. Maybe he searches for hashtag avocado on Instagram and is kind of getting a bias as to how popular avocado really
Avocados
is.
of Instagram is a popular hashtag. There must be possibly 8 people.
Yeah, I think Omer there has misread the brief and not mentioned something that's actually popular. But apart from that, good effort.
It's a I don't know. Is it one of those ones that's gone through the superfood thing?
I don't know.
I think
I don't really think about it anymore. Any beyond that's an avocado.
It tastes like an avocado.
Yeah. Going by the conversation that happened on Facebook, I know there was, I think it might have been Joe actually, that said, "Have you ever tried it on toast with a pinch of salt?"
Yeah, it's good.
And I was like, I'd never even heard of that, and then. Kat told me she only heard of it because BuzzFeed. So
BuzzFeed food. Jeez.
Online heat magazine.
Jeez.
Yep. Except with none of the journalistic ethos, but
So moving on from Omer not mentioning popular things.
Yeah, well,
he seems to think Bret Hart's still popular.
He does appear. To be fair, he does appear
Mr.
in
from
a lot
the past. Apparently, Mr. from 1993 this week.
He
they had avocados then, didn't
to defend Omer a little on that one. Bret Hart does appear quite highly in a lot of wrestling channels, best of all time kind of polls
and Hall of Fames, obviously.
Well, he simply can't be overrated, darling, because I've never heard of him.
Yeah,
and you're of course a massive wrestler. Your entire contribution to WrestleMania evening was tiredly yelling the word toughness.
And it was a good contribution.
It was great. We had a jolly good laugh about that one. We were all very tired.
Unfortunately, the damage was penetrating.
Yes. To my psyche.
Yeah.
He remembers
has anyone contributed anything else?
There's some more. Yeah, we've got plenty.
I can have input on this one.
So, Jeremy, one of my colleagues...
That's an awesome song. Why would you say that's overrated?
Well, I mean, Even Flow's better.
Well, yeah, but that's not Jeremy.
Pearl Jam. Yeah.
Joe's nodding as if to say, I understood that reference.
I played one of their songs in Guitar Hero 3. I played Even Flow in Guitar Hero 3. I know what they are.
Yeah,
Bones.
Them people.
The Ram ones.
Exploit.
So Jeremy contributed a few. Blade Runner. Now, I love Blade Runner.
Jeremy can get to fuck.
I can totally see how it wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea.
Oh, totally.
It's too slow.
Anyone who comes from the island of Get to Fuck would have to agree.
The Get to Fucky.
Yeah, Get to
Fucky.
The Get to Fucky.
What is an inhabitant of that island called?
A Get to Fuckian.
A Get to Fuckian.
Yeah.
I think he needs to wake up.
Is because of a turf war with Talk Blade Runner?
A Get to Fusion.
I think he needs to wake up. Time to die.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. The island of Get to Fuck.
and the roaming tribe of the Get to Fuckians.
The Get to Fusions.
I think we need to administer the test.
You think you might be a replicant?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I wouldn't say it's overrated. I would say that it's hard to get to grips with because I spent a lot of time trying to get it.
Yeah.
You did do work experience on Get to Fuck Factory, though.
I did. So
there is that.
Yeah, it kind of tarnished
my
ability to appreciate these things. Sorry.
Yes.
I'll pay you later.
Yeah. But I did appreciate the fact that you opened the office for Emotionally 14 and Get to Fuck.
It was a tough
E14
market to break.
Yeah, it was. It's almost as big as a stick of a spoon up your ass.
Send the raving madman to do it.
Yeah.
He'll get it done.
Yeah.
Or he'll die and we'll be rid of the raving madman.
Indeed.
Win-win.
Yeah. I do agree that Blade Runner, it can also be a bit of a tough sell as well, because I actually know people at work who have never seen Blade Runner, and because when I was saying, the new Blade Runner's out soon, is anyone going?
The new what? Yeah, the new what? Blade Runner. The new what?
What do they do?
Blade Runner.
The Wesley Snipes movie.
Yeah. Funnily enough, someone said that, is it related to the Blade films? And I just went, no.
But points for knowing what they were.
No, but here's your fucking ticket to Get to Fuck.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for the new one. I didn't see any vampires. It was a bit odd.
And why was Harrison Ford there?
Well, he lives forever.
Yeah.
Only hope.
Oh, there's a vampire then.
Yeah, fair
until they cast Adam Driver.
Actually, that was just
Harrison Ford lives forever, which is a shame because who does?
That was just Chris Christopherson without a beard.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, he can get to fuck. What's next?
I think also maybe it's one of those ones that's being talked about a lot at the moment because there's a new one.
Because the new film's coming out.
So it may pass. So Jeremy, if you're listening, it may pass. Otherwise, enjoy your trip to Get to Fuck.
I have it on good authority, i.e. his, a message from Get to Fuck Island from Jeremy saying that he's going to give it another go. So,
cool.
Well,
I mean, that's admirable.
So it's always playing at the Get to Fuck View.
Yeah, it is.
They're very cheap.
They got about 8 films, I think. And 3 of them are fucking different cuts of Blade Runner.
Fucking hell. We promise you this is the final cut.
Honest. The final cut, honest, wink, wink.
No take-backsies.
Till he needs a new bloody conservatory.
Yeah.
No, he'll pay for that with all the Alien franchise he's doing.
The next 6 films he's going to do.
Interstellar was his next one.
I've not seen it.
I would say the same thing about Interstellar.
I enjoyed Blade Runner a lot more than Interstellar. I found it a lot more accessible.
It sticks with you more, I would say.
There's certain bits of Interstellar that stick with me. I think it's very visually impressive.
The score
and the score's beautiful. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Love the score.
Yeah.
Is it Vangelis?
No, but it's very. It's a lot of ambient stuff.
What's his face, isn't it?
I can't remember.
That man.
The big
one.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The big one.
But it's not the one he does that's like Pirates of the Caribbean style. It's the other kind.
It's very sort of like
No, as in he's only for me. He's got like a couple of.
I know what you mean.
Like
I got you.
Yeah, like John Williams has got the hooks.
He's got a Philip Glass side to him. I would say.
Yeah.
That
sort of
was what we got in Interstellar.
Okay.
I think story wise, it was
got a bit silly towards the end. I thought. Maybe.
The thing at the end. Is a crazy concept in a film that they decided to advertise as being 100% physically possible.
And a blockbuster, like AAA kind of marketing push and stuff.
Neil deGrasse Tyson saying the science is sound.
Yeah, even though he doesn't think BB-8 can go on sand, and it's a practical model, so he can get to fuck.
But I think he did take that on the chin.
Yeah?
If BB-8 run into him.
Oh, okay. Wow, what was he laying on the floor? Into
his chin?
I don't believe in this sand.
Was he laying on the floor? I don't believe he's going to hit me. Oh, I stand corrected.
Stand corrected.
Did he just come out and set fire to him?
Neil deGrasse Tyson throwing a wobbler over not being able to travel on sand. I find him just such a joyless prick. Do you know what's rough, coarse, and irritating and gets everywhere? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Not as bad as Bill Nye.
I like his. He did Cosmos, didn't he? He did the new version of that.
Yeah.
Like, because the original was Carl Sagan, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
But I like that. Seth
MacFarlane wrote the new one, I think, and he narrated it.
Yeah. So I thought that was the least annoying.
There's stuff he does that's good. Yeah. But I find him a little bit.
His social media presence is annoying.
For me, I'd get annoyed by the entertainment scientists because then they weigh in on real world issues, and you're like, but you're an entertainer, mate. And some of them actually are like, Bill Nye is an engineer, so I shouldn't. When he tells me something about biology, particularly if it's fucking wrong.
We're talking about the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, Bill Nye the science guy. That's
right.
Yeah,
not Bill Nye the acting
not Bill
guy.
Nye.
Yeah,
Bill Nye.
You have read on you.
Yeah. When he tells me about something about biology, I can take him about as seriously as any other TV presenter.
Schofield.
There you go.
Yeah, it's kind of like they've undermined their their actual credentials.
Yeah, it's less about, like, for me, that stuff is like less about science and more about science as like like a Big Bang style. Science.
Do you get
is fun.
that with
science is great? Everybody loves science. It's so.
Do you feel that with Brian Cox?
Absolutely.
To a point, yeah.
I'm
not familiar with him.
I actually enjoy him more as a presenter than I do as a.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like him as a TV personality.
He knows more than I do, and I would listen to what he has to say. But I do know where Rob's coming from with him.
The TV, like I say, just the TV scientists. It's not that I take them less seriously. It's that I know they're only knowledgeable on certain subjects, and thus I will listen to them I would defer to them on those things.
Yeah.
And on the other things, they know about as much as I do, or less.
Like if you had a podcast with a wrestler on it, you'd take his opinion on wrestling, but not necessarily avocado.
Yeah, that sort of thing. For example,
did you catch the?
Just shot in the dark.
Did you catch the Joe Rogan with Neil deGrasse Tyson on?
No, I haven't seen. I listened to a lot of Rogan, but I didn't have a chance to listen to that
pretty
one.
Good.
I haven't listened to it. I'll give it a go.
I can't remember what they spoke about, but I do remember.
Science!
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. They start going on about aliens because you know what Rogan's like.
Oh, Rogan's big
aliens,
on. He loves that stuff, yeah.
So it was about Interstellar we were on?
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of aliens. And,
okay.
Well, speaking of travel to other planets, there you go.
What pricks said aliens is overrated?
Nobody said that because I would just lock the thread.
Yeah.
Also, he concurred on the Beatles. Moving on, The Office, he also concurred on that. Peter Kay.
Wouldn't say he's overrated.
Peter Kay?
I wouldn't say. I mean, wait. I wouldn't say he's popular. That's what I meant.
Anymore.
At the time, he was huge. Peter Kay was, speaking as a comedian, Peter Kay was a very good middle of the road observational comedian.
Yeah.
And when he was doing what he did best, he was very funny. I didn't agree with his management, which basically consisted of releasing the same album 3 years on the trot.
Yeah, it's very much like just
Road to Amarillo.
It didn't matter whichever album you bought, it was the same set.
Yeah, he performed the same jokes in a different venue, and then they released it as a separate show.
Album. Yeah.
In and of
himself, his stand-up, I think, is fine.
Yeah, I think I reviewed one of his DVDs way back when, and I thought I really enjoyed it. It's really good, sort of, it made me laugh, but at the same time, I can imagine if I got the same album again under a different title, paid full price for it, I'd be a little bit aggrieved.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think that's fine. This is a weird one. Yeah, and maybe a little bit that some can't relate to around this table.
Yeah.
Opal Fruits being renamed.
Can you tell me what they've been renamed to, please?
Sorry, is he saying...
Oh, I prefer Starburst.
Okay, yeah, that's it. He thinks he likes Opal Fruits as a name better. Quite...
Oh, no, what did he say word for word?
Opal Fruits being renamed.
So he thinks Opal Fruits being renamed is overrated, or he thinks the name Opal Fruits is overrated?
No, the renaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was stuck with Opal Fruits.
I think get over it.
I think it doesn't really matter.
I mean, are you still hung up on the marathon? Because go on outside and play. Or get to Fuck Island.
Opal Fruits kind of just sounds really old-fashioned.
So,
I think that's basically it's an old...
Build a little bomb shelter out of Jif. Just cut yourself off from the world, avoid all progress, you can eat your Opal Fruits.
Poured scour all over the pancakes.
Remember I did that last year?
It's a first world problem, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but we are in the West.
Well, no. What he's pointing out is that the renaming thing is overrated, really, because...
Why bother?
The answer is why bother.
Do you know what? I'll do a shout out to Jeremy. It doesn't actually matter because Chewits beat the fuck out of Opal Fruit / Starburst anyway.
Well, I don't eat them anymore anyway.
Fair enough.
And Frutella gelatin in, I might have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Frutella's good as well.
Frutella still exist?
Yeah, they're still a thing. You don't see them
by
as much
sweets,
anymore.
obviously.
Yeah. We should do like a little...
Sweet run.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a video.
Maybe I should do a little YouTube video. Does this sweet exist? Yes, it does.
Credits. 20 seconons of end cards.
Yeah, it's just me, like, sped up video of me running through a shop looking for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What am I holding if it's not?
Unless Jeremy is saying that the fuss over them being renamed is overrated, in which case I would have to agree.
Was there a fuss?
Yeah, there was a bit of a Brexity backlash over it. Europeans
like
coming over here, changing the name of our sweets.
Can I add the Toblerone being shrunk then as being...
Is that overrated?
In proportion with how the pound shrank after Brexit.
Yes. The reaction to the backlash to the shrinking of the Toblerone was...
pointless.
Yeah. You can just buy 2 Toblerones and have the same amount.
Yeah.
Good advice for us all.
Let them have cake.
Moving on. So Laura from earlier who talked about Rick and Morty
Hey,
had one to weigh in. Harry Potter. Why?
Shall I just go get Alicia to answer this question?
It will take a little while, won't it? We're quite a long way into
it. Would Alicia's answer just be get the fuck?
Yes, it would.
I think I commented this on my friends. I get why Harry Potter was popular, but I've never understood how it got as popular as it did.
Nostalgia.
I've always felt like she tells a great story despite not being an amazing writer, if that makes sense. That's not to say she's bad.
And I've read all the books once. I've seen all the movies once, and I enjoyed them fine.
Sure.
But yeah, and that would explode into kind of the pop culture phenomenon of toys and board games and
video games,
t-shirts, and you know, birthday party supplies, all the kind of stuff. It's probably the only thing to have done that post Star Wars.
Certainly the most high-profile one.
Yeah, is cool.
I would say
merchandising.
Lord of the Rings was massive on birthday party supplies. I think, especially those maps they had that would tell you where the venue was.
I had loads of Lord of the Rings stuff, but it was from pound stores.
Okay,
they quickly had to get rid of their stock. So.
Yeah, but Harry Potter was huge.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I remember I was working retail, thinking about when the first movie came out, and it was just like an inordinate amount of stuff, but it was all branded off the books because all the illustrations of it were the illustrations from the book. Obviously, they weren't using images from the film.
Okay.
And it was just insane to see that kind of for a book. No book's been that big.
No, like
I say, I'm not knocking Harry Potter at all because I get why it's popular, but I couldn't understand quite the rapidity with which it became so popular.
Yeah. I really like them. I think she builds an incredible world. Mm-hmm. She tells a really good story. I'm not the best fan of her prose at times, but I will say when she writes as Robert Galbraith, she's fucking superb.
Really?
I love them. I absolutely love them. And I'm really excited they've done the TV adaptations as well because the casting in that is superb as well.
Oh, it's Kenneth Branagh, isn't it?
No. She's one of the few things at the moment that's not, apparently.
I bought Alicia the Robert Galbraith stuff because I was like, was J.K. Rowling, you love Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. No. Read this.
Read this.
At gunpoint.
Yeah.
I bought the first two, I think. And she read like a few pages and she was like, it's not
Harry Potter.
It's not Harry Potter. So
that's fair enough. I mean, to be fair, she's correct.
Yeah.
Well,
she's not wizards.
Yeah.
No, Alicia, it isn't.
No, it's detectives.
At the same time,
she
likes crime books. She likes detective novels and crime and stuff.
It's the disconnect. She can't reconcile. I wonder if that's why she used the pen name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because she knew otherwise the fans would not be able to make that disconnect. To be like,
that's why authors use pen names, is to separate that market.
Yeah.
Stephen King, Richard Bachman stuff is much more sci-fi. Yeah. And so it was to avoid people who like Stephen King picking up that book. And a lot of crime writers, especially Ed McBain, wrote under about 5 different names. Just writing, it was just a workworkhorse, really. He just that all the time.
It's a good thing to do if you want
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of looking after your fan base a bit.
There's only 2 reasons to use a pen name. Really. People will do it because they think they've got a boring name. Your publisher will probably recommend against you doing that.
Yeah.
Because your name is unique and people will grow that brand.
Dear Mr. Wank Chops.
The only other reason,
Have you thought about...
the only other reason to use a pen name would be if your name was actually something like Stephen King.
Yeah. Dear Mr. Wank Chops, have you thought about hyphenating the chops?
CH-OPS. This makes no sense.
Wank ops. I'm not really feeling this. All right. So
interesting Call of Duty spin-off.
Here's an interesting thing. So she went on to kind of go a bit further on with it. I don't get why so many adults still declare it their favourite book. I'm right on board with her there, and I think I blame Tumblr.
I think it's nostalgia.
Maybe,
but
like Tumblr, people on Tumblr.
Would you say Star Wars is one of your favourite films?
I mean, Empire. I mean, it's a franchise. I'd say it's up there. Yeah. But I don't know. The favourite film out of that changes quite often.
Whenever anyone asks me my favourite film, I say Evil Dead because it's almost like I don't even think of Star Wars because it's its own little thing. I don't even rank on those.
Exists its own microcosm. Yeah.
I was it's almost like internally I've gone, well, we're taking Star Wars as read, aren't we?
Yeah. Which, to be fair,
which is fair,
That would be because it's as much a part of our life as our own bloody reflection.
Yeah, I think if you ask someone what their favourite film was and they said Star Wars, you'd be like, well, and
but what is your favourite film?
As opposed to excellent thing.
Yeah. Like, because I would say, I mean, I love Star Wars, but I'm under no illusion it's not because I have a lot of nostalgia for when I watched it as a kid.
Of course,
Oh, it's a kid's thing.
I wonder what it would be like getting into it now. like with no prior knowledge.
Ask Alicia.
Well, yeah, she thoroughly enjoyed watching all of them after she saw episode 7.
Oh, good. Okay. What do you think of Rogue One? Did you watch Rogue One?
I think we saw it together. I think she liked it.
Okay. I think it's a harder sell than some of the
others. It took me a while to get my head around it, but I came out enjoying it at the end, but there was a good 40 minutes of me sitting there going, do I like this? I'm not sure if I like this.
I loved it. Personally, I didn't have a problem with it.
I came out at the end absolutely loving it, but it took me longer than I think it took most people.
Is it because the music wasn't there?
No, I think
it makes
was
a
just
difference
so
the first
stark
time.
and different.
Yeah. It's worth a second watch, Rogue One, because once you get over...
I think it's better with a second watch.
Yeah, once you get over the fact it's not John Williams' music, and once you get over the CG, once you know it's there, rather than being surprised, you take those things as gospel, and the next time you watch it, you just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah. And I fucking love that movie.
It took me until kind of around when Donnie Yen turned up to kind of go, okay, I went in knowing it was different, but it still took me up to about then to go, okay, it is different, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think I had a lot of goodwill towards it because I knew it was Gareth Edwards. So
Ryan Johnson had some input as well.
Yeah. I think that's true of most things. So there's one more, which I think is probably, again, it's not quite in the realm of geek culture stuff. Football.
Okay.
That was me.
So it's the sound of Omer crying in the distance.
I agree. I've never been able to get into it.
Okay.
I think football's one of those things. Someone I know who is a really big football fan said if you don't get into it when you're a kid, you don't tend to in later life. It's kind of hard to get that emotional connection. I think a lot of people feel with it.
Maybe
it's something that you're more likely to inherit from family.
Maybe
team support. I think definitely.
Yeah. My parents are never football watchers. My dad definitely wasn't.
I mean, if it's a big match for family, ostensibly supports Arsenal because the family is originally from the family, like we're a mafia outfit, is originally from up that way.
Ball me a lemon.
I would never. I don't mind watching the odd match of football, but I don't have the energy of the impetus to keep up with it and follow different teams. But I'll usually watch like the FA Cup final.
Yeah. I used to have a bit more energy to follow it.
I'll follow England for the World Cup, but I don't have the energy to follow it.
Yeah, to be fair, you don't need the energy for long with England in the World Cup.
The thing that sums it up for me is the sketch on Mitchell and Webb.
The Sky Football.
Watch the football, it's going to move.
Watch the match. This thing will happen. Balls will be kicked. Suddenly I'm Moss from the IT crowd.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
That nails it for me.
It's really spot on. It annoys me. The coverage seems to just be non-stop. It's almost like football stops for about 3 days a year, and then it starts up again because this league is finished and now it's this cup, and then we're doing that cup, and this cup is running concurrently.
Pretty much, yeah.
And not in on it all.
Obviously, it's
someone describing
the way
just like
I'm happy people love it, and it makes a lot of people very happy.
Absolutely,
makes a lot of money too.
Yeah,
it's like Monopoly money now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, really is.
Yeah, but I'm glad people like it. But I've never connected with it.
That's fair enough. I mean, to be fair, not to the same extent because it's not as big. I haven't been able to get into American football the same way a few people have because it's kind of over the last 5-10 years it's been getting
steadily like watching the Super Bowl
steadily more popular in England, and people are like, I'm staying up to watch the Super Bowl. I'm like, fuck that noise. Same with I've never been into boxing. Some people really dig that. They're out for the fight. I can't understand why you would spend 40 quid on a boxing pay-per-view when it could last a minute and a half.
Oh yeah.
At least with wrestling, if you pay 15 quid, it's 3-4 hours.
I used to like boxing and would kind of follow it a bit when I was younger, but again, now if it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I don't follow it.
If you happen to be up at 4 a.m. Yeah.
It's been known.
Yeah.
In a way, it's ironic that boxing is arguably more real than wrestling.
It's not arguable, mate. It's really not.
They are trying to beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, but in a way, it seems more fixed.
I see what you mean.
Seems more
the spectacle. They
build it up and they generate all this revenue and stuff, and then the two boxers are like, I want to go home really fast.
Yes,
they just go swinging.
That's literally why pro wrestling started, is because they could do longer matches and crowds went home happier.
Yeah.
I think it kind of evolved gradually. So like we're talking like the 1920s, 30s, it was still a legit fight, but they're both told to drag it out, make a bit of a show of it if you can. Yeah, but that's basically why pro wrestling evolved, because they realised the show would make the audience happier and make more money.
Because then they can buy food whilst they're waiting.
All those reasons. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
You can't do that in a 1 minute fight.
But I say I would most definitely buy a wrestling pay per view over a boxing one, because I know it's going to last 4 hours,
2.5, 3 hours. Yeah,
this is it. And obviously it's toughness.
Yeah,
so there's that.
Yeah.
I remember watching, when I was younger, Prince Nazim Mohammed.
He was like a 30-second knockout. Yeah.
I remember he came out.
He got criticised for taking longer to get to the ring than the match lasted.
To be fair, if you're that good.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he was fucking excellent.
He came out, punched the guy and walked back to his corner.
No, he kind of he fainted with his left hand.
He showed him one glove and smacked him with the other
he went
one.
down.
Yeah.
Who won? Was it Nazim or
Nazim won, yeah.
Yeah, the guy got up. I think he got knocked back down the second time in that small amount of time. And then that was it.
Yeah, he got knocked down first punch.
Yeah.
And then I think he got back up, but the ref stopped it in about 30 seconds because he was out of it.
You are shit, mate.
Yeah.
I think I had his game on PS1.
Okay.
It's Nazim's boxing.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's got 60 quid. You could do one fight and it's solid.
Yeah.
Some
That's
bullshit
my only
right there.
experience of knowing who that is.
Okay,
I had the game.
Okay.
But I then traded for some kind of like Virtua Fighter, and I felt immediately better for it.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Perfectly good choice.
So you got a Saturn.
I don't know. It was like a PS1.
Someone had to.
It basically played like Virtua Fighter, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Total number one.
Yeah, I think it was Tobal number one.
But we've got another podcast we can talk about that on.
Yeah, totally. Do you guys have any other ones to bring to the table that haven't been discussed?
And we find I've kind of done the Ramones. I think that was
That's the big one for you.
because they're so prolific. Because they're I see a Ramones t-shirt every day, and they are everywhere. And I and again, it's not that they're bad. I just find there's I can think of other artists who would be more deserving of the praise they receive.
Yeah, like Beyonce.
For sure. Queen Bee.
If you're talking the American punk stuff, I'd definitely say Misfits. I'd definitely say Talking Heads way above them.
In a similar way, actually, it's not so much. It's not so much the case anymore. Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not a bad song.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. It baffled me that it was so popular, considering how many far better Nirvana songs there were, let alone far better songs generally.
That's reminded me of one, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, agree.
Paradise City and Welcome to the Jungle are the worst tracks on Appetite for Destruction.
Yes. Okay, I'd go with that.
Every other song on the album is way better.
Are they better singles than the albums?
Maybe it might be because maybe a little bit of it's better overplayed, but I still feel like Night Train and Mr. Brownstone and stuff like that is so much better.
I really like Rocket Queen as well. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah. I think Mr. Brownstone's my personal favourite.
Yeah, it's kind of funky, that one.
Paradise City, for me, kind of epitomises the worst thing about Slash, which is when he would do a solo, he'd try it. In some spaces, he'd go, I can get more notes in there. It's like, yeah, but you don't necessarily have to. Yeah. Like when I used to listen to old Manic Street Preachers, when he was trying to be Slash, he was actually more sparing with the notes in the space, and you could hear it when he tried to do the same thing, and it would really jar. And I just find, for me, it's not necessarily just about fitting the most notes into a space. Some people can do it like Steve Vai or Satriani or whatever, and it still sounds good because it's the only thing in the song. It's like the whole thing is built around the guitar. But when it's a solo, for me, if the more notes they put into a space, the more likely it's going to be to just sound like fucking piano falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
Again, similes are all over the place in my brain today, but I'm taking it.
We're enjoying it.
You've turned into Omer a little bit, but it's okay.
You take that back.
Yeah, seriously, I'll fucking take you outside.
Take me outside.
See, he's not
that? That's true.
Go for the jugular.
It's Jagula.
Sure.
Bring your jugular.
Any others? Any more for any more?
My big one.
Any music ones? Because you're a music guy?
Not really. I think if we're going outside of our sort of like rock punk sort of corner, I think people like Miley Cyrus are overrated.
Okay.
Justin Bieber, I do not understand.
Again, one I think she's fine, but everyone seems to absolutely idolise is Beyonce. I just can't. She's fine.
She's good. She does.
Yeah, she's
perfectly good songs. Yeah.
Can we calm our tits a bit?
Yeah, I would like us to.
Yeah, I don't get it. When you read stuff like about Kanye losing his shit at the some music award thing.
Oh, the Taylor Swift thing, right?
Yeah, but he's done it more than once.
Oh yeah, he's trying to get him stopped as a trick.
Yeah. But he only does it because Beyonce hasn't won. It's like,
if I was Jay-Z, I'd be getting suspicious.
He
keeps sending crates of lemonade to the house.
It's labeled Jesus.
Yeah. The problem I have with Kanye West is Jesus Walks is one of my favourite songs. I absolutely love that song. It sounds epic. It sounds emotional. It's personal. It's spiritual. It's an amazing sounding song. It's a shame that everything he's done after that seems to be intentionally to undermine his own credibility. I really, really wish he'd been a really good one-hit wonder.
Okay,
and
rather than what he's become.
Walked off into the desert. Yeah. That would have been lovely.
Fair enough.
I think some of the stuff he's done recently has been interesting. I think it probably doesn't hit as high as that song that you mentioned, but there's the album that
Hip Hop Song X.
No, there's the album that just released, and it was like a clear CD. And I think it was like Black Jesus, I think it was called. And it had Bound 2 on it, the song that got parodied by Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Okay.
And I thought that album was pretty good. It was kind of experimental. And I liked that, so it could fail. It didn't have to sound brilliant because it was kind of an experimental
Because to be fair, either way, he's minted.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But then other stuff he's put out.
It's the kind of artistic gamble you make when you're either loaded or have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
or both.
Yeah.
What as it stands now, he's just interesting to watch.
Yeah.
As a pop culture experiment.
Yes. Yeah. Like how? Yeah. I like his ego, even though I
really shouldn't
be near him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be near him. Physically.
Fair enough.
I'd probably punch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more for any more, or shall we bring this?
The only one I'd say, although I'd say it's probably tailed off more now because I think a lot of people have gone. They've gone downhill. But Chili Peppers, I feel like they were at one point they were stupidly overrated.
Was it like the Californication era?
More by the way. I mean, I liked Californication.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And to be honest, up until Californication, I thought they were very good.
See,
by the way onwards, I felt like I liked some of it, but I don't think it deserved the credibility because I think they were at their best and strongest when it was like Mother's Milk or
Blood Sugar Sex
Magic era. So they were still a bit funky, a little bit punky as well, and had a bit more of their own sound. And then they just became. I mean, Californication was good because it was different, but then
absolutely
they became more. I just felt they just became more watered down and generic after that point.
With that said, I revisited Blood Sugar Sex Magic a few weeks back. It's not aged well, I didn't think.
No,
I found it was a bit. It was just Blood Sugar Sex kind of magic was good.
Yeah. I listened to some Alice in Chains today. That's dated quite well.
Alice in Chains,
I like them a lot.
Yeah, it was amazing me. Pink Floyd never seems to date. It was obviously just so far ahead of its time.
Yeah, maybe
Dark Side still sounds like you could release that today.
Yeah, I only just started listeling to them.
Okay, that's cool. I think you'll dig it.
I enjoy them.
I think you'll dig it, or maybe it will come up on a future episode of I thought of another one, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Well done, you got your express ticket off of Get the Fuck Home.
Yeah, this is it.
I think Pink Floyd overrated. Welcome to Planet Get to Fuck.
There's a planet now.
Yeah. There's a
it's left explicitly for people that don't like Pink Floyd.
It's where we put the really nasty
Roger Waters.
Anyway.
I think he's okay telling people to get to fuck anyway.
Anyway, thank you very much. If you haven't got to fuck by this point, thank you very much for listening to the Crazy Train podcast. I've been your host, Rob Wade. I've been joined by Blake Harmer.
I'm here.
Yeah, not for long, but okay.
Not for much longer.
Brad Harmer Barnes.
Oh my God, it's full of zombies.
All right, yeah. And Sal Crouch.
Well, I didn't really make that many duck jokes.
No, it's true. You were.
I thought on hold that was disappointing.
You were positively duckless.
Sorry. Just give us a 4-star for that one, guys. Sorry, I'll take that on the chin.
Fair enough. Oh my.
Basically, legal disclaimers. Don't give us a 4-star.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
So if you've enjoyed the show, you can subscribe if you haven't already. Hint.
Oh no, I have. That was a joke.
By going to iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher Radio, we're on Podchaser, we're on Libsyn now, new hosting service. What, sorry?
Spotify.
Not on Spotify.
God, you've got a really bad speech impediment, mate.
I think we're also on the Google Play Store now, actually.
Yeah. I blame my Jugular.
Pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's still relatively new as well.
Okay.
But you can follow Emotionally 14 on social media by going to Twitter at Emotionally 14, joining the Facebook page at Emotionally 14. The YouTube channel is called Emotionally 14. The website's emotionally14.com. There's a theme, isn't there? Yeah. Go Guys, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Harmer the Appreciator. You can also find me on Twitter at Fucksake Blake. And you can also find me on Facebook if you can find me.
Challenge accepted.
His name is Blake Harmer.
You've given them most of the information they need.
Come at me, bro.
Brad?
You can search for Brad Harmer Barnes on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at RealBradHB. And you can order my book, North Sea Hunters, from Amazon.
Yes, and if you want a link to that, you can go to emotionally14.com, select the Team E14 button, which gives you a list of all the contributors, and there's buttons for that on there. You can get the Kindle and the paperback.
Very kind of you.
Yes, all right. Doesn't cost me anything. So, you know.
You write a book, I'll do the same.
Yeah, cool. Crunch?
Yeah, I've changed my Twitter handle now. So
yes, you have.
Now at it. Where is it? I don't remember. I've changed it and I've forgotten.
It's Joe Crouch.
Yeah, I'm at It's Joe Crouch and still at Sal Crouch on Instagram and my name on Facebook.
Cool.
And hashtag avocado.
Hashtag avocado.tumblr.hashtag.
So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobWadeVision. You can find everything I do that's not Emotionally 14 related at talkstarwars.co.uk. Other stuff you can do. You can now buy Emotionally 14 merchandise.
Ooh.
I know, right? So you can get T-shirts, phone cases,
cups,
mugs, stickers, which I have some to show you guys after this. This is quite nice.
There's a nice sweatshirt. I've got my eye on.
There is a sweatshirt. You can get onesies, but I didn't enable all of the designs for that. Yeah, I know, right?
Crazy, I'm in a onesie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can go to tpublic.com/stores/emotionally14. There'll be a link before too long on the website where you can do that. And you can buy it. There's 3 different designs currently at the time of recording. But there are going to be more as soon as I think of some cool stuff that will go on there. Plus, you can also buy designs from other artists as well. So you can go there.
You can curating, haven't you?
Yes, you can support things. You can support Emotionally 14 that way. You can support Emotionally 14 also by going to the website and using our Amazon widget. We get a little bit of love that way from Amazon in the form of small commissions on everything that's sold. Doesn't cost you any extra, and it keeps the lights on.
It's like Gift Aid, but for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect your tax status, which from Amazon seems about right.
Bonus.
Yeah, they're not on my good books at the moment, so yeah. Nothing to do with
but
that.
They do sell good books, though.
They do sell good books.
Yeah, my good books are on Amazon.
Yes, it's true. Yeah. That's the other way you can support Emotionally 14. The other way as well is also to just share things on social media. So share the show on Facebook or Twitter.
More than you think.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and what's more, engage. Sharing is one thing, but if you like it, if you download it and you like it, download all the episodes. That helps a lot. Leave, like I say, reviews on iTunes, YouTube, comments on YouTube, Stitcher, Facebook comments, all that stuff. All helps to build our
builds our profile.
Yeah, exactly.
Things,
builds, for lack of a better expression, our brand
and our self-esteem.
And our self-esteem. It's a nice little hit of dopamine. So I hear.
What's that?
What?
What's dopamine?
Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's dopamine. It's an Italian. I think it's an Italian hormone.
Sounds like a hipster copy.
Yeah, it does. Right. I'll have a dopamine, please.
And if you don't like us, go for the jugular.
Yeah.
Or get to fuck.
You can't do that
with a spoon at your house.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening to The Crazy Train. You've just been railed. Oh man, I need a better outro than that. Fuck.
No, I like that.
Credits.
These guys like being railed.
Get the fuck.